You're all in the shot here. Kettlebell is right at the bottom of the dancing. Head movements, dancing. That keeps it right in there. Oh, rotational.
The weight machine. There you went. Oh, you went. Welcome to the clean and press. More specifically, the clean and push press. And we're going to be doing it with the kettlebell today. Okay, so folks, if you are interested in this movement, it is by far one of the best full body exercises you could ever do. Because not only is there a press, but there's a clean with every single repetition, not just the first one. I know you're excited about that. Okay, with the kettlebell, the nice thing about the kettlebell is it's dynamic in such a way that the movement is smooth. It's not very jerky, it's smooth. If you don't like jerky stuff, this movement's for you. I'm going to go over the key components for the clean and push press. But first, what the heck is a clean? Don't worry, we're not going to be picking up stuff other than this kettlebell, and we're sure as heck not going to be using soap or brushes. But with the clean, anytime we're cleaning something in the gym, okay, as soon as you walk through the threshold of that gym door, your definition of clean changes dramatically. Okay, with the clean, we're taking something from the ground up to our chest and shoulder region, also known as the rack position, okay? Or we're taking it from our hips up to the shoulder, chest area, known as the rack position, okay? So again, either from the floor to the rack or from the hips to the rack. You can use a variety of tools for this movement. You can use dumbbells, you can use barbells, you can use stones, sandbags, small children, and of course you can use kettlebells, like we're going to be using today. We're using the clean and push press in our workout of the month this month, and so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to share this with you guys. So, first thing I got to do is clean this kettlebell from the floor up to the rack position. And I'm only going to do that once because the rest of the cleans in our clean and push press scenario here is actually going to come from the hips. But the first one is very critical. We have to set ourselves up for success for the rest of the repetitions. When I start out, I'm going to set this kettlebell down so that the handle is perpendicular to my feet, okay? 90-degree angle. From here, I'm going to step back about 1.5 feet. Some people it's going to be closer, some people it's going to be further back. My feet are going to be about shoulder width apart, if not a little bit wider. My toes are going to be straight ahead and my heels are going to be down. Before I touch that kettlebell, I'm going to set up my knees and hips, and I'm going to spread the floor with the feet. I'm going to drive my knees out as I push my butt back, maintaining a nice flat neutral spine. It'll look like this. Spread the floor, knees out, butt back. From here, I'm going to reach out with my hand, whichever hand you want to start with. I'm going to wrap my thumb and fingers around nice and tight so the knuckles are pointing down. From here, I'm going to tilt that kettlebell back. Now I'm in a good starting position. My other hand is by my face because I feel so ready to dominate this thing with it by my face. You can put it out here, whatever you want to do. I'm going to take in a nice deep belly breath, and I'm going to let this kettlebell rock backwards behind me so that I can produce momentum to bring it up and forward in a nice smooth motion. Belly breath, swing behind the hips, stand up explosively, and bring it up to the rack position. This is a critical spot. When you're in the rack position, this kettlebell needs to be sitting right where your bicep meets your wrist, meets your shoulder, in what I call the triangle. You should probably call it something cool like the power triangle or something. But either way, want to make sure your wrist is straight. Make sure it's not bent back here, or you're not going to have a wrist for the rest of your life. Okay? I know people that get wrist surgery all the time for bad kettlebell movements. Okay? Not really, but make sure you keep that wrist straight, okay? Not only is it going to keep you safe, but it's going to help you produce as much force as possible, as efficiently as possible. Okay, from here, got my elbow tucked in nice and tight. Now I'm ready for the push press. Now, the difference between a push press and a press is, with a press, there's no hip or leg movement. In other words, it's just going straight overhead. With the push press, you get the added advantage of your hips and your legs doing some work. In order to produce this movement, I'm only going to take a slight bend in my knees and hips to load up this kettlebell. I'm going to dip from here, spread my floor with my feet, drive the knees out, butt back, and drive. I'm going to use the drive for my hips and legs to extend this kettlebell overhead. And when I go overhead, I like to think about punching through the ceiling, okay? And as I punch the ceiling, I'm going to keep my arm in line with my ear, as opposed to out here or behind you or off the side or anything crazy like that. I'm going to bring it right back down. Now we have our next clean and push press. This clean is not going to be from the floor, it's actually going to be from the rack to the hips and back. All I'm going to do with this is I'm going to let this kettlebell roll off my shoulder. Okay, I'll show you from the front and from the side. It's going to roll off my shoulder, go back behind my hips. As it rolls down and back, I'm going to hinge my hips to let it come back. It'll look like this. Keep it as close to your body as possible. On the way up, you're going to stand up powerfully, extend the hips, and let it roll back up to the rack position. And once again, dip and drive with the knees and legs. Dip, drive, extend the arm overhead, come back down. When you're done with the number of repetitions you want to do on one side, feel free to let it roll off again. You can either A, switch midair. That was crazy, right? Or you can let it roll off, set it on the ground, and switch. Either way, make it your job to make this movement as smooth as possible. When you first start out with this, you're probably going to roll into something like, boom, it's going to be slamming in, you're going to be like, oh, this is stupid, it's hitting me, and my wrist hurts, or whatever. Take the time to refine your movement, okay? Most people don't learn kettlebell movements overnight. Learn to be smooth with it. The smoother you are, the more efficient you're going to be with the movement. The more efficient you are, the more weight you're going to be able to move quicker and more powerfully in less time, okay? Which over time is going to bring you better results with your strength, with your body composition, and with your athletic performance. Again, if you are short on time, the clean and push press is a great movement because you're using everything. Lower body, upper body, torso, grip, hips, you name it. I should get a shirt that says all that. Either way, hope you enjoyed this. If you do have any questions on the clean and push press, feel free to leave a comment. We want to help you guys out, but you've got to have this in your arsenal of movements, in your toolkit. It's a great one. Don't forget about it. Take care. Stronger every day. Peace.